गुड मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। जैसा कि आपको पता है कि पिछले साल हम लोगों ने वी हैड टेकन अप द टास्क ऑफ रिव्यूइंग द RFP documents of the projects as per the standard sample documents। और उसमें हमने पैन इंडिया 125 प्रोजेक्ट्स अक्टूबर से 31 मार्च तक रिव्यू किए हैं। और उस को हमने ये स्टेट वाइज ऑल अक्रॉस द इंडिया सारे स्टेट से किए हैं। और उन प्रोजेक्ट्स को रिव्यू करने में हमको जो फाइंडिंग्स आई थी वो पहले भी हमने आपको शेयर की थी, बट लास्ट टाइम जब शेयर किया था तो उस टाइम तक हमारे पास 85 प्रोजेक्ट्स करीब हम लोग रिव्यू कर चुके थे by the team of our technical advisors, KPMG, and the other external professionals engaged for the purpose। अगर हम उसके जो ऑब्जर्वेशंस है उसमें जो डिस्क्रिपेंसीज हमको मिली हैं टेक्निकल शेड्यूल्स में, if we go through that and if we have listed it in the next 3 slides, but if we categorize those deficiencies or discrepancies into the broader classifications, then it can be in this type of 8-9 categories. Lack of due diligence in the alignment fixing, this is the common type of this thing. And improper size of grade separated structures, that is VUP, PUP, and other structures, say flyover. Then compromised design parameters, the design parameters, norms, and standards, they are being compromised and they are not up to the requirement. Then mismatch of the technical schedules and plan and profile. It is very often seen that the plan and profile which has been prepared and enclosed with the technical documents that do not match with the technical schedules, the tables and the details which are provided in the schedules, particularly in Schedule B. Then improper location of toll plaza. The toll plaza locations are very important from commercial point of view and the revenue collection point of view. So it should be very thoughtfully and carefully planned and fixed. But in some cases, we have seen that the toll plaza locations have been decided or fixed without proper due diligence. And in this improper vertical profile is mainly due to this thing ISD and SSD. It should be as per ISD, whereas at many locations the vertical gradient and vertical profile is being compromised, and then that is causing less gradient, and then that is being designed mainly as SSD, not through ISD. So that type of problems are there due to vertical profile. Lack of technical detailing on drawings. The drawings which are enclosed, say GAD and other drawings which are enclosed in the technical schedules, they are sometimes missing the required dimensions and the detailing of the drawings that is not done appropriately. Improper junction design. The junction designs which are there, so that should include the crossroad and then alignment of the crossroad, location of the junction, and then the design of the junction according to the flow of the traffic and other requirements, say width of the crossroad and then the width of the our main highway, main carriageway, service road, etc. So those points are to be taken into consideration. They are not being properly addressed. Inadequate PROW. It is seen that more often the blanket PROW is mentioned and acquired, whatever the PROW is assumed, say standard width of 60 meter. So that is correct. Most of the places it should be 60 meter, but wherever there are junction or other requirements due to some structure or other obligatory points or some other technical requirements, at that place the PROW requirement should be meticulously worked out, and then it should be sufficient and adequate to accommodate the required structure or the technical things which are to be incorporated within the PROW. Then improper alignments for cross structures. The cross structures which are being proposed, they are not at the desired or advantageous location. Sometimes it is proposed slightly away at some other location as per the convenience of designing or planning or due to some other reason. So then the purpose gets a little bit defeated in terms of flow of traffic, flow of water, or even the other utility which may be there for the structure. So these are the various types of observations which we have already categorized into this thing broader classifications. And I will not go into this one by one. Instead, I will try to illustrate it with the help of image documents and other things in pictorial form or illustrative way, so that it will be more good and better for your appreciation. Say this is the one of the location which we had shown earlier also. This is the alignment of the our proposed national highway, and this passes through a check dam. This is exactly on the check dam. So this check dam is there. This alignment fixation could have been done by avoiding this such type of major structure. This is entirely a casual approach of fixing the alignment, and the same here it is shown in the drawing. This is shown. This is the check dam, and what it was very much in the knowledge of the planning DPR consultant, and what he has done, he has taken this arrangement of the PR, he has taken as a portal PR, and this isolated foundation. They have split the foundation to protect or to avoid the structure, but this may not be sufficient because the structure is of concrete, and then it may be having a larger bottom width. So it may not be sufficient. This distance may not be sufficient. This distance may not be sufficient to take care of the foundation and other existing details of the structure, and without damaging or without causing any interference to the existing structure, it may not be possible to execute the proposed structure. These are the locations which are being decided or which are being planned and provided in the DPR for bridges. See, it is one of such bridge where the bridge has been provided at this location, and you can see it is a complete meandering terrain, meandering river pattern. And what can be the repercussion of this? You can make it out from the next slide, where this historical flow pattern of the same river as compared to the proposed location that is shown from 2002 to 2024. If you see how much the river course has got shifted because of the meandering nature. So it is away from the basic principle of deciding locations of the structure, particularly river bridges. So that has not been taken care of. Similarly, this meandering type of this thing that is provided, it is a major bridge, as you can make out from this, this 13 into 2 meter of span that has been proposed. So it is not a small or this thing is minor bridge. Similarly, this is another bridge where this at yellow box location, this bridge is proposed. Again, this is on the meandering location, and this is not desirable from the same reason. If you see on the next slide, from 2002 to 2024, how the river course has changed over the period. It's around 22 years, and the flow pattern has got so much of deviations and changes. So if you see, then the bridge proposed at this location, earlier it would have not been adequate at the location if had it been constructed say in 2002 or somewhere back more than 10-12 years. So same thing will happen in future also. So if we are constructing a bridge here, the river course will go on changing and it will get shifted. So the bridge at this location may not be adequate and desirable or sufficient to take care of the waterway requirements. So this is the detail. This is the detail of that tree of 30-meter span. That is the bridge. It's a major bridge, 30-meter tree spans. So you can make out how much major bridge is being compromised for the location. Then undersized VUP and PUP, many of the occasions, this is one of the example where the state highway is crossing our alignment. This is the SH and this is the proposed NH. So this is the VUP location, this is the location, this is the location. And if you can see, the size of the VUP is not adequate to take care of the SH, the volume of state highway. So this is not being taken care of from that. Then the radius of the design speed, and then the entire section, it has been said it is being designed for 100 kmpl. So that is the design speed required. But in the table itself, if you see that many places it is being compromised, the design speed is kept as 65, which is not as per the requirement. And this is because of this inferior curve, the location of the curve and this thing that is not adequate. So because of the curve limitations, this is being compromised. And moreover, the deviations and the deficiency which are to be highlighted and specifically mentioned, if some certain constraints are there which cannot be fulfilled and which cannot be overcome to fulfill the design requirement, then it should be clearly mentioned where we are compromising with the design requirement or design norms. So in that, the table says it is nil. That means everything is as per the design norms and standards, whereas the fact is contrary. This is again one of the narrow bridge construction of the bridge is not up to the requirement, and then the bridge will not serve the purpose. This is a minor bridge, the requirement of the bridge, and this thing is the extension of the existing bridge. So that is not being built as per the existing waterway. This is the case of mismatch in plan and profile and GAD. If you see the plan and profile speaks something, and then the GAD of the structure, that is not as per the plan and profile. The structure which has been shown on the plan and profile is something different, of different variable width, whereas the GAD shows the drawing modifies this thing, this cross section, and the locations of the crash barriers. See, if you see, the crash barriers are provided at the end also. So these are not as per the standard typical cross sections and guidelines. This positioning of toll plaza, as I said earlier in the list, this is very important to have decided very meticulously the toll plaza location. It is very important from the commercial and viability and the revenue collection point of view. So here in this case, if you see, this is not proper in one way, that it is very close to the bus bay. This is the tapper of the toll plaza, and this is the tapper of the bus bay. Both are almost meeting here. So this is not desirable from the safety point of view also. And this is, there is a crossroad which is taking off from the tapper portion of the toll plaza. So that is not desirable. And if you can see here one more crossroad is there, and that is going to the other side. So the toll plaza is being built between the two diversions, left and right. So they may cause traffic leakage and some operational and other problems also. This is one of the location. This is the same on that one. You can see this is the realignment portion. This is the realignment which is proposed to be done on the project part. And this is the location. This is the toll plaza location. And this toll plaza location is just within the loop which is being bypassed. So this will definitely cause a traffic leakage. The short loop is available to bypass the traffic and avoid toll plaza. In that, the same, this drawing is there. The drawing shows this existing, and this is the proposed location of the widening of the project and new alignment, realignment portion. Here is the toll plaza, and there is one structure also. If you see, there is a structure which is there. There is a nala which is flowing like this, and then there is a structure. So that structure is also there. So which falls on the this thing taper portion. And one more thing, this junction is very close to the taper portion of the toll plaza. So from safety point of view also, this intersection development and this thing is undesirable because of the free flow of the traffic on the toll plaza that is envisaged. It will unnecessarily be creating congestion and obstruction to the free flow to the toll plaza. These are the ambiguities in the typical cross sections which are there. See, it is a high bank where the slope protection has been mentioned, and but the detailing and the other things are not properly done. And in such a high bank, this should be done very properly, and the method of protection and the structures required and the measures to be taken up for the slope protection, they should be clearly brought out, whereas the same has not been done here. Another ambiguity in the typical cross section, you can see here, this is the open drain, which is shown as a concrete drain, but cover has not been shown. And mostly this creates this typical cross sections, which are provided in the Schedule B. They are referred to very often, and they are referred for any litigation also, causing litigation. This has not been shown in the typical cross section, so why should it be provided? And at many places of the document, the typical cross sections are referred. So then it creates a potential for litigation if it is not mentioning each and every detail altogether. If they are not to be mentioned, then the sufficient notes and elaborative footnotes are to be mentioned. So which cannot be shown on a typical cross section, they can be mentioned in the footnote that these parts are not covered on the typical cross section, but they are to be provided as per the norms and concerned referred relevant IRC codes and other documents. Here the other thing is that this top of the paved shoulder, it is also matching with the top of the this thing drain, which is open, and then there is no protection for the safety, and safety barrier has not, or separator has not been provided. Similarly here, this is a high bank where the partial this thing height retaining wall is provided, but the drainage arrangement and that other details which are supposed to be done at the top of the wall, and to take care of the drainage from the slope and other seepage water, that has not been taken care and properly elaborated. And then it is a high bank, so definitely there should be some crash barrier, and this thing protective crash barrier should be provided. That has not been shown. This is also one of that type of this thing, typical cross section, partial RE wall and drainage issue. So this is when the partial RE wall is provided, then it should be very much detailed, and this thing, there are restrictions to provide partial wall, partial RE wall as having so many of constraints, and there are guidelines on that. So that should be taken care of. And then the structure which has been shown, which is not properly shown. it is not taking care of the detailing. Skew angle, at many places they are missing. The drawing is shown in the plan and profile. You can see that the mm, crossing or the road or the structure is not square, and that is at an angle, skew angle. But the skew angle is not mentioned in the plan and profile, and similarly that is not shown in the schedule and other parts also, wherever the details are there. See here, this thing, that same location, this skew angle is mentioned on the contrary as 0. So this will unnecessarily create a dispute, because when you say 0 means all the spans and other arrangements, they will be treated as square or skew. That will be uh, on the fancy and say advantage of the agency or the interpreter. So at what advantage he wants to interpret the opening in terms of a square opening or skew opening. And then here also you see the GAD, that is in plan it is shown as the skew, but the skew angle has not been shown properly. Here also you see there are skew crossings, but to cater the crossroad, this is a crossroad, skew crossing would have been much better for the traffic flow point of view, but that has, the structure is provided as a square, and then this is again the sort of hindrance to the free flow of the traffic, and then it will be creating blind turns on both ends because of the right turn, right angle turns. So from safety point of view, within the PROW, if these turns and curves are to be provided, that may not be very much desirable, considering the visibility and the safety of the traffic. Uh, Similarly, if you see, this is one of the crossing, this is also there, and then the structure is shown somewhat here, and but the crossing and this the service road tapper and other things which is not detailed, the structure what has been shown is away from the uh, crossing location. Topography, if you see the image of the location shows this, there is a railway line, and there is a track, and there is some water body. There is a water body that should be taken care of in this arrangement, which is a spanning arrangement which spans the railway track as well as the water body. But if you see on the next slide, if the arrangement, you see that the water body or then the existing topography is not taken care of, and that has not been mentioned in the this bowstring type of ROB. This is ROB girder, and then this GAD and other things that is not taking care of the total field requirements, and it is not as per the actual conditions of the field. Cross drainage structures, these are missing. If you can see, this is a pattern of nala or some stream flow. There is a stream which needs to be taken care of by some cross drainage structure, some bridge or some other structure, but that has not been provided here. Though it has been provided, some minor bridge has been provided here where this meandering stream or nala or water body is crossing again. It has been provided here, but at this location, if you see, it should be falling somewhere between 17.00 kilometer to 17.100 kilometer. But if you see the table in the schedule, that doesn't include any structure at that location. Then this is the cross drainage structure. If you see the opening of the structure, it is a just box of 3x3 box culvert, single box culvert, 3 of 3. And if you see the pattern, whatever stream has been shown, and as per the say rough dimensions, and since the plan and profile are made in to the scale, you can make it out from the width and this thing size of the stream, that it will be having a considerable flow, because it is connected from all the two sides, and then parallelly it is flowing to the proposed NH alignment, and then in between it is getting connected. So there will be always, or whenever the flow occurs, it will be having a good considerable flow. And this waterway may not be sufficient or adequate to take care of that much of requirement of the waterway. As you can see, the width itself, which has been shown, which can be rough and tentative, but the flow pattern, if you see it, most probably requires a larger size of structure over there. HFL, it is the missing parameter, which is very essential in case of river bridges or water body bridges, cross drainage structures, particularly the major bridges and important bridges, river bridges, etc. So that has not been mentioned in the drawing and in the relevant places wherever the schedule is being mentioned. So this is a very important feature that has to be there. It's historical data which is to be collected from the various sources and departments which are accountable and which are maintaining the data. So that requires field work and coordination with the concerned departments. If it is not done, then the field HFL may not be marked on that. And if HFL is not marked, on what basis the opening or waterway of the bridge is being decided or proposed, that cannot be confirmed or ascertained whether it is correct, adequate, or just arbitrarily fixed. This is the mismatch of the two documents within the technical this thing of documents of the project, which is plan and profile, and then the schedules. The plan and profile shows box, minor bridge, and schedule shows animal underpass. You see, it is mentioned animal underpass, but in the plan and profile, the structure detail box or the call out box, which shows the details of the structure, you can see it is written as the box type minor bridge, whereas it is a animal underpass. For animal underpass, it may have some different requirement, and this is something different. Alignment of the cross structures, as we have seen earlier in case of skew structures, particularly in case of crossroads. Similarly here, in case of water bodies, canal, or river streams or nala, you see this type of structure, if this is provided, it is somewhere here, even if it is provided a square with certain amount of this thing, river training or nala training work, it can be diverted and connected. But if it is provided like this, see, it is a canal, and the canal authority may not accept this because of the loss of head loss, because of the say right angle band. So they may take objections subsequently when the approval of the GAD is sought from the concerned canal authorities or the concerned department. So this type of planning and this type of initial provision should be avoided to make minimum disturbance to the existing utility or existing facility. We have to provide the future structure or the proposed structure in such a way that it causes minimum disturbance to the utility, so that the objection and the say what we can say time taken for approval of such type of GAD and proposals by the respective department will be minimized, and they will be having less resistance to approve such type of structure or such type of drawing, which are taking care of their requirements. Similarly, here, this is a nala, but you see the span and then the opening is somewhere here, and then nothing has been said about this, whatever the portion, this waterway is here, and then the opening will be here down or upstream side, whatever it may be. But at one side, it is just going close to the existing structure, existing, sorry, stream, and then other side, it is not getting connected. So it will be definitely requiring channelization and training work for the nala and certain diversion for the nala. The deviations which are there from the standard provisions, they are to be particularly brought out clearly in the document at the appropriate place, at appropriate schedules, wherever the norms and this thing are in deviation from the standard norms, in case of say vertical clearance or horizontal clearance or other. Say particularly in case of animal underpasses, the animal underpasses are provided as per the requirement and insistence of the forest department to take care of the wildlife requirement depending on the animal corridor for which the animal underpass is being provided, may it be tiger or elephant or whatever is the local wildlife which is predominantly available over there. So depending on that type of corridor, they ask for the opening and the vertical and horizontal clearance. So that is specific for the purpose, and that will be in deviation from the standard. So that has to be taken care. And this detailing, if you see, the details are not sufficient, and the complete details as per the other structures, as per the practice and as per the sample schedules which are being provided for the other structure, because these animal underpasses are also structures. They are just like other structures, cross structures. So their details, complete details are required to avoid any confusion or controversy or dispute at the later stage. Here again, this is a hill type road where this cutting and filling portion, this widening and proposed development is shown in that way, with a very considerable slope, where the drain and other details and slope protection has been just shown, slope protection. But the complete detailing, what type of slope to retain such a huge slope and to take care of safety of this type of slope and other, say, on the top there retaining wall has been mentioned. So why this retaining wall has been mentioned, and what is it has to do, or this thing for what purpose that is being provided, and then this type of slope, what protection it requires, and detailing of that protection should be provided, because the quantity and the requirement will be considerable. Now here on a similar side, hillside road, this is the line which is perhaps or presumably showing the existing ground line. This is the ground line. So for that purpose, here they have shown filling, and this portion should be in the cutting. So if it is the existing slope, then it is in the cutting, and then again that slope protection, that side has been shown. The slope protection detailing is missing, and the other thing is the existing road. See, the existing road has been shown here. So how can it be? It is shown within the slope, natural ground slope. So there is some slip in showing the existing details, and that this type of slippage also is not welcome. This is one of the copy paste error, perhaps because the information and other details, they are entirely different. The TCS which was shown for a stretch or section, that has no relevance with the project. So this is actually not pertaining to the project where it is pasted or provided, because the details do not match with the requirement of the project. So this type of project is this type of detailing should be if there is some certain stage of sincere cross-checking of the documents before submitting it to any of the authority. If it is cross-checked, even a single examination of the document can point out these type of mistakes which are there. Ambiguity in project start and end changes. Say these are also there. Sometimes the start change and end change, they do not get correlated. Here in this case, if you see the project start and end kilometer are shown in the name and nomenclature and other details. The project is shown to be started at kilometer 14, and the end of the project is said to be at 22.070, whereas in the plan and profile, if you see, that is starting with 14.620 and ending at 21.550. So there are at both ends, if you see here and start and end, the plan and profile is not taking care of the entire section. So that means in the schedule also, if you see this, and then the plan and profile, this is what that location is. So approximately more than say 600 meter, the plan and profile is missing. Then this will create a huge litigation afterwards if the TCS is not at all mentioned or the plan and profile is not taking care of that. Then the length itself of the project will get questions if from what end to what end the project is to be constructed. The total length of the project will get into this in dispute. Plan and profile not as per the schedule. This is again that same problem. The drawings are prepared perhaps by some other technical persons, and then he has to take care, and somebody has to coordinate between them, and the detailing which are done in the forms of table and other documents in the schedules, both should correlate to that. Mostly the drawings are prepared as per the site conditions and as per the survey and other details, and then they are the tables and schedules are prepared on the basis of the drawings and field surveys and requirements. So but whatever it is done, whether they are prepared from the tabulated details, the drawing are prepared, or the tabulated details are prepared from the drawing, they should get correlated and both should match to the field requirement and field conditions. If that is not done, then priority of the document and other things, so that type of disputes do arise at the time of implementation and execution, and unnecessarily cause delay in the implementation of the project. In here, say this is the elevated portion, then these are the ramps which are shown in the violet and purple color. So these are the ramps which get merged into elevated structure portion. So if you see the ambiguity that is here depicted, the width of the structures that is not matching with the width which is being mentioned in the documents. So width, if you add up, then the total width which is required and then which is to be correctly mentioned is not there. There is ambiguity in the say width of the ramp portions and then the main carriageway. This is the elevated portion. That has been in the same has been shown as the width of the structure varying from 42 to 25. See, so that is, but it varies from 23 to 25 in the cross sections which are shown. So that is the ambiguity between the two documents. It should get correlated, and this width is not properly shown and it is not adequate on that part. Similarly, the footpath, which is mandated, which is mandatory to be provided on the bridges, on the major bridges, it is mandatory to provide footpath in the areas. So this is not covering, and this is not providing any footpath. There is no provision about the footpath. This is one of the similar case where the vertical summit curve or vertical profile is not proper, and then this is the compromise with the profile and then the gradient. If you see, the summit curve length is provided 200 meter, whereas it should have been 285 meter. Here is the profile, and this thing curve, and this profile is to be according to ISD. Most probably that is being compromised and it is not being provided as per the ISD. Again, this is the case of the inadequate summit curve, inadequate profiling, vertical profiling, inadequate length of the summit curve will result in compromise in the ISD, or it will be inadequate side distance. Skew angle not shown in GAD. Again, that type of this thing, or that is the mismatch between the documents. You see that the plan, and in the plan and profile somewhere this is mentioned, or this thing is as 34 degree, whereas in the other side or other details this is not shown, and then the GAD it is not clearly shown. On the contrary, if you see, it is a skew thing, a skew structure in plan and profile, whereas in the GAD it is shown as a square structure without any skew angle. So that will again create issues about the span size and opening. These are the cases of alignment of underpasses, similar to earlier some cases where the crossroad is there and the alignment is not proper, and that has not been provided considering the free flow of the traffic. And this is the same repetition. One sketch earlier was there, and this is also this alignment and the skew, that minor bridge come VUP, that is a structure, combined structure. So that again is not properly aligned with the detailing, other details which are shown here. So that has to be taken care of. And then the width of the this thing structure is not shown properly. It is also, if you see that 2 into 11.6 proposed width of the structure, that is not taking care of the total requirement. Structure not designed at skew. Again, the proposed structure has been kept square as a square provision, whereas the requirement would have been skew, and it would have been advantageous to provide a skew opening to avoid other say again nala training or stream training work and other protective work. Whenever we train the nala or stream, then the protection of the toe and the because of the turning and the impact of the flow, then the protection of the sides of the stream will be essential. So that will be causing extra requirement of the concrete or structure or retaining structure or protective structures, protective measures. So if SQ is provided, then the flow can be unhindered, smooth, and then the build-up of the water or backwater can also be reduced. See mismatch in the this thing again. Say structure that whatever has been mentioned is as animal underpass, whereas the other location uh, that has been shown is the different way. As per GAD, this is this thing, and structure is shown like this, and as per manual, the width required is more uh, existing lane, and footpath is missing. No footpath is there, which is mandatory part, and then there should be footpath on the LHS side of the main carriageway. If it is a divided carriageway, and if it is a separate distinct part, then LHS side at least footpath should be provided. Again, this is a this what we had shown you earlier. This is viaduct, and as per TCS, this is animal underpass. It is shown. Span arrangement is again not matching. This is a flow pattern again. Sorry, this is a road intersection, and road intersection is a very say. Complex type of intersection with so many 4 5 roads coming from different direction and meeting at this junction, and then the structure has to be provided somewhere here, and it is lacking the channelization and detailing of the junction and structure. It should be very properly designed, and detailing should be provided. What type of channelization, traffic island, and the channelization provisions are being provided for the slip roads, for the structure, for the grade separated portion, that has not been provided. Again, that inadequate size of the VOP, the size is not as per the crossroad and the requirement. This is the highway portion, then this is the crossroad, and the size which has been proposed span is not adequate to take care of the carriageway width of the crossroads. This again that cross section that the cross sections and the opening of the overpass, it is not adequate, and it is not as per the crossroad width. Again, here if we see the detailing of the acceleration, deceleration required for the crossroad, that has not been done. Again, junction, this RUB is visible on the plan and profile, but should schedules, if you see schedules, that is not shown. So the plan and profile shows when RUB is there. Wherever the RUB, the plan and profile, the schedule which says there is ROB or RUB, it shows nil. So the structure is required as per plan and profile. It has to be there, but in the detailing, that is missing in the schedule. this is about that ROW requirement. If you see that the ROW requirement will be more if this is the rotary or one grid separated plus rotary type of at grid junction development below the grid separated portion. So that will require
एक्सक्यूज मी
fabric.
हाँ सर,
हाँ
कितनी
जी,
देर का बच गया है? क्योंकि 2 प्रेजेंटेशन होते, थोड़ा सा
हाँ
एक्सपेडाइट करके
मैं एक्सपेडाइट कर देता हूँ.
एक्सपेडाइट
So
करके
this is
प्लीज.
again, this is again then the ROW is mentioned, and the ROW mention is not adequate. It is simply mentioned 45-meter ROW is available as per requirement done by PWD, but this will not be adequate. This will not be taking care of the requirement. And whereas in the plan profile also, this is PROW is shown as tapered, so which cannot be accommodated within the 45-meter PROW. Here, there are contradictory schedules and the detailing are not done. There are the mismatch of the dimensions which are mentioned. And here, this dimension is about 7 meter, or then this with this saying 10 meter. Then if you see the length is shown in kilometer, but here it is not in the correct way. It is not shown properly. It is shown in 00 plus 170. That means plus stands for decimal. It is taken in that way. So it is shown in the kilometer. Then the length is not shown in the proper way. The unit is not taken care of. Intersection. Then again, this is the same type of structure line. And the details mismatch, they are not there. The details are not mentioned, and then they are not provided for the requirement. Now this is the traffic attenuator requirement. If that is to be provided at the traffic island, this is showing that the traffic attenuators are to be provided at toll plaza location. But if you see that the lane numbers here, they are this thing 10 lanes. There should be 10 lanes, whereas this island and toll plaza, this thing that is mentioning 4. So there is mismatch of lane numbers and then the requirements of the provision of the safety measures, which is also not done according to this. So this is again slip road. This is extension of slip road, which is not clearly mentioned in the schedule, which is tapering and this thing. I will just go through the text part because illustration may be more useful. Crossroad not mentioned. Here, if you see, this is a structure is provided. Here, the structures are provided, and the call out box are also there. That says LVUP. Here you see it is showing LVUP, but there is no crossroad. There is no crossroad shown here. So the structure has been provided as LUP in the plan and profile, but the crossroad and the pattern of road, it is not there. It is missing. Similarly, here the structure is not properly correlating with the details, with the schedules which is shown, and then the planar profile which is shown. And then the width of the structure as per the requirement of the this thing site conditions. This has to be below the crossroad also. In the cutting also, I've shown earlier this detailing of the slope protection, other thing. Then the catch water detail has simply arbitrarily shown the without the details and other protection with the it shows to be a deep cutting, and the highway is in deep cutting, so that has not been taken care of. Here the toe wall is to be provided, and then the height of the toe wall is more than 0.6 meter, and that has been shown. And if the toe wall is being provided more than 2 meter height, then definitely the size of this thing, height of the amendment will be more, and then the safety barrier and the crash barrier requirement has not been shown there. It has not been mentioned. when the toe meter is toe wall is of such height, that means retaining wall is required. Then the height of embankment may be more than 3 meter only. So this traffic motion in the rigid type, all this thing I will go through. This again, that skew angle is not provided. Skew angle in the schedule is not matching with the other documents. Number of toll plaza. See here the number of toll plaza, and this thing toll is required. Toll plaza is required. Where is in the other detail, other location, it is shown as nil. So that means there is no toll plaza, whereas this number of lanes and toll plaza is to be provided. That has been mentioned on the other place. Slope. This is the slope, and then the slope is provided as 1.5 horizontal to 1 vertical. This is steeper than the 2 horizontal is to 1 vertical, which is required. So it is steeper than that, and then this is compromising with the norms. Again, this is one of the ambiguity which may lead to litigations at later stages. The carriageway width has been shown as 20 meter oblique 21 meter without giving the specific section or length or the kilometer wise, location wise detail. So this 21 and 20 meter, this is just, it can be one of the thing. It should be very specifically and clearly mentioned as per the standard typical cross sections. The length of the crossroad, that has been differently mentioned at very places. As per the requirement that 30 meter, it has to be on the same level, and then the gradient is to be 1:50. That is the norm which is required as per the IRC. But at most of the places, the development which has mentioned at the crossroad, this is the length of the crossroad up to what it is to be developed, that always mismatches with the this thing. So what is the way forward for removing this type of ambiguities and to make the DPR better and more implementable without any hindrance and free flow? So we can adopt these type of actionable points which can ensure better quality of the DPR, strict adherence to the policy circulars, model documents, and standard guidelines that should be carefully referred, and they should be adopted and followed in the preparation of the documents. Expert advice to be part of the process from the initial stage of the DPR preparation. The concerned field expert who are capable of delivering to the requirement of the work should be consulted, and they should be involved in the initial stage and throughout the process of DPR preparation. HFL, catchment area, skew angle, invert level should correlate with the GAD and to other technical schedules. There should not be any ambiguity and mismatch between the documents. All bridges, escort of catchment area, stream velocity, they are all complete hydrological data should be provided for all the water bridges and river bridges. Bore lock, trial pit, and soil layer stratifications, that is to be provided. It is a very important parameter for the design and data. So they are to be provided. Most of the time, these are missing. Bore locks and trial pit details are not provided in most of the DPR documents. For actual current river cross section profile, GAD of the bridge is to be prepared in natural scale. Okay. ROB, REB key plan to be prepared showing exact change of the both NH and railway, because NH and railway are having different their own changes. So both should be provided correctly and with field details and collection of actual crossing points at the field, so that both the authorities can correlate to the same structure, and any confusion regarding the location of the structure is not arised. Vertical geometry design of the ISD, SSD, that is to be done, and ISD is to be done. And if unavoidable circumstances, SSD is used for providing vertical profile, then it should be clearly mentioned as deviation in the standard schedules. The skew angles of plan and profile and other places are to be clearly mentioned. All the documents, wherever SKU structures are there, they should be provided with a SKU angle. Utility relocation plan shall be provided clearly, showing the locations of the existing utility as well as proposed utility. Most of the utility relocation plan, sometimes they miss either of the detail, proposed or existing. Both are to be provided with where the existing one is there and where it is to be shifted. Land acquisition plan, the first and foremost thing, land acquisition and land requirement for any of the project, for any project to be taken up and executed and implemented hindrance free, land is the prime requirement. So that land acquisition plan, if it is made efficiently and correctly, then the acquisition will be done correctly and the land availability at the time of commencement of the work will be proper. Additional land requirement will not be there. And these are the some of the important circulars. I have provided link also. They are available here. You can just go just note down the dates on that part, and they are all available on the website and with the concerned department. There is a mandatory training of DPR professional as per MOT circular, which has been issued on 7th of April 25. That is reiteration of the earlier circular, which specifies that minimum 7 days training at IEHE is required for the personals, professionals which are engaged in the DPR activity. And it is having very nominal fee, 30,000 with GST. It is 34,000 something, within 35,000 only. So you have to start nominating your DPR professionals who are being engaged for preparation of DPR for IAHE training. Cattle shelter, we have issued a policy circular on 24th February 25 this year, which includes provision of the TOR in the schedule of in the TOR of the DPR consultant. So DPR consultant has to provide for the cattle shelter location also as per the wayside amenity or other things which are being done. AIMC and design. This is another circular which has been issued by design cell, and this is automatic, this is machine guided control system. And then this circular contains two parts. This is machine guided control system, and then the design. Design requirement specifies the hydrological data, the data which is checks and design purpose, which are mostly missing, the backup and the software details which are required for the design purpose, the HFL, all other things that has been mentioned, the inspection steps which are to be provided, inspection ladder which are to be provided on the structure, major bridges, that has been mentioned. And this is a new concept, new introductory thing, machine guided control system, that is clearly elaborated on the circular. That provision is to be incorporated in the DPRs. Then this ROB again is with the design division. They are having all the details and all the drawings. There is a standard sample drawing GAD, which is to be followed as per the railway directions. So if it is prepared as per the railway directions and the sample GAD, then the approval and processes will be smooth. And there is the introduction of say standard drawings, standard composite. This is related to composite girder, which is of a standard size. And recently they have introduced camel back type of girders in place of bowstring girder. They are going to replace the bowstring girder with camel back standard girder. So this is the some 48 meter, and there are two drawings. One is for 48 and second, if I'm remembering correctly, then it is for 72 meters. So these standard drawings are to be followed and adopted just like earlier RDSO standard drawings for ROB purposes, so that superstructure gets approved smoothly. Width of the shoulder, this is a circular which is related to width of the earthen shoulder and paved shoulder, which clarifies the things and doubts about the deviation from the standard provisions of the IRC. Then boundary wall and toe wall, there are standard dimensions and sections and location wise mention about the toe wall and the boundary wall where they are to be provided, and in access control greenfield alignment they are particularly mandated. precast concrete element. This circular has been issued earlier, and then this is the circular which specifies that any site which is having distance within 100 kilometer from the precast factory. So then the provision of precast concrete element should be included up to 25% of the total concrete quantity, excluding the foundation and substructure. That is specifically mentioned on that. So that is to be included while preparing the DPR if the precast factories are there and precast concrete elements are to be promoted for better quality, better execution, and the time disturbance and construction zone requirement at the site. This is the SOP for the kickoff meeting, which is very elaborative and descriptive circular, which specifies the requirement of and addresses the flow chart for EOT, COS in detail, and do's and don'ts about the processes from the declaration of appointed date to implementation of the project, and smoothly taking care of the unhindered progress of the project, which is required wherever these are to be done, and these are monthly basis. They are to be done on monthly basis at PD level, and with all the consulted, including DPR consultant. And since the AEI requirement, EOT COS also includes time analysis, which is very detailed way, in a detailed way has been given in there. So in that the delay analysis, that delay due to clearances, utility shifting, approval of GAD, that is also part. So this also becomes very important for the DPR consultant, because it is in their part to get the clearances, GAD approved and other things. These are the obligations of the DPR consultant. So they should always be available during the meetings, and their responsible representative, senior representative, should without fail attend the meetings at all levels. And thanks. That's all from my side. And with the quote from Alexander Graham Bell, I would like to end this from my side. He had said that before anything else, preparation is the key to success. So let us take some motivation from that quote and try to prepare more quality and good DPRs so that the project also can be implemented in a good and qualitative way. Thank you.